Listening to teenage boys talk, you are unlikely to confuse them with Confucius. However, this season, the 8th grade Kamiak Knights found themselves leaning on an ancient Tao saying from around 500 BC. The journey is the reward. A reward not determined by moments of triumph, but rather the entire journey, the wins and the losses, and the bond that forms when experiencing those highs and lows together. After all, one must enjoy the process since more time is spent on the actual journey than those all too brief moments of victory. A lesson learned by head coach Kevin Rorick throughout his 28-year coaching career and imparted to his players.
Here comes Alex. Here comes Brady. Who wants this defender to go?
Coach Kevin's passion for the game and teaching of fundamentals always put his players in position to succeed. Scheming, explaining, then drilling the plays over and over again until it's second nature. The hard work paid off early in the season when the Knights entered the Woodinville tournament, won the championship, and clinched a return ticket to state. The demands are high and no one understands what Coach expects to be executed better than his son and prodigy, Grady Rorick. It would be an especially rewarding journey for the father-son duo, their final season as coach and player. A coach on the sideline, proud father on the inside, even Coach Kevin has to marvel at Grady's brilliance. A playmaker's responsibilities extend beyond scoring. He provides a spark by getting his teammates involved with the most underrated part of his game, seeing the entire court and making the impossible pass possible. Grady is a complete player and the ultimate competitor. The Roricks are joined by a familiar cast of characters, along with some fresh faces, to help write the next chapter of the Kamiak Knights. It would be a bold adventure for Trey Rojas. Playing on a new team, plus he's the only one on the roster to attend a different school. Quiet by nature but strong and fearless on the court, Trey prefers to let his actions speak for him. In his first year in the Knights program, Chris Von Goren made huge strides from the beginning of the season to the end. As his confidence grew, the more comfortable he became and the better he performed on the court. There's no dispute among the team that no one possesses more pure, raw athleticism than Mohamed Ben Matoud. Playing his first season of organized basketball, Mo had to process a whirlwind of information. He's still learning, and his potential is off the charts. The returning Knights know their roles and how their unique individual skill set fits within the team framework. The three-point line is merely a suggestion for Grady Cassette. When he's feeling it, he can hit from anywhere on the court. He also doubles as the Knights' biggest player, so he can play physical at times too. Speaking of which, Jackson Edwards frequently battles bigger opponents for loose balls, proving it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but rather the size of the fight in the dog. It's no surprise Jackson's twin brother Reed also embraces contact. He balances that physicality with the ability to run the offense as the point guard while knocking down the occasional shot when the opportunity presents itself. Alex Sharon brings a feisty mentality to the Knights. He's a scrappy rebounder that keeps plays alive, and doing the dirty work creates his own scoring opportunities along the way. Each game begins with Don Denshi. It's up to him to win the jump, which he does more often than not, putting the Knights on the board 3 seconds into the game. Don does it all, but especially specializes in dominating the paint. That frees up Dejan Septimo Ruiz, who in the past year grew both literally and figuratively. One of the tallest players on the team is also one of the most athletic. Whether it's driving to the rim or spotting up from the outside, he has a mature, well-rounded game. The Knights had a backdoor play drawn up for Dejan, which was delivered by Luke Dutchin. Luke protects the ball, can be trusted to be where he's supposed to be, is a facilitator on both ends of the floor, and developed into a consistent outside shooter. With the crux of the regular season in the rearview mirror, the Knights, in an effort to stay sharp, entered and won another tournament, this time in Burlington. Riding those good vibes into the opening round of the Wesco tournament, the Knights made quick work of Shorewood. A tremendous team effort, highlighted by the hot hand of Grady Cassette, whose flurry of threes swung the momentum. Although Kamiak beat Arlington in the regular season, the Eagles eke out a win in the rematch, sending the Knights home to regroup and focus on state, where they drew Olympia Friday night. Playing at the Podium, a venue featuring 9 simultaneous games, the Knights appeared to be discombobulated by the environment. They were out of sync and struggled to shoot, yet they were hanging tough. Dayon's three just before the half pulled them to within a pair. Grady Rorick played his guts out in the second half to keep it close, but it wouldn't be enough. There's no shame in losing to the Bears, the biggest, strongest, and most fundamentally sound team Kamiak would face the entire season. Knights fans showed their enthusiasm all weekend and enjoyed a roller coaster of emotions against Juanita. A 12-point lead gradually evaporates, but the Knights remain calm and build that lead back thanks to a barrage of three-pointers by Grady Rorick, Luke, and Dayon, who put together his finest game as a Knight. He took over the game, put his team on his back, and carried Kamiak to a convincing victory. Unfortunately, Juanita, unable to do the Knights' dirty work, lost to Olympia, ending Kamiak's bid of back-to-back Final Four appearances. However, they would have plenty to play for. The luck of the draw pit them against Arlington with an opportunity to avenge the previous week's conference playoff loss. A lot of familiarity between the two teams, resulting in a nip-and-tuck first half. Kamiak clinging to a 3-point lead at the break until Grady Rorick, as the kids would say, goes deep into his bag. Exerting his will, Grady ripped off 3 second-half and ones to ignite the Knights to a double-digit lead. He suffered a high ankle sprain with less than 5 minutes to play, but the rest of the team summoned its best effort to maintain the lead. Luke delivered the dagger as Kamiak holds off the Eagles to win the rubber match. No Grady for the season finale against Rain City, as the season comes to a wistful end. An emotionally draining day for the Knights, not for the loss, but for the finality of the season, that this journey had come to an end. Game details will fade as the years go by, but memories of putting in the work, the grueling late-night practices, the feeling of being a part of something, and the gratitude for each other's company along the way will last a lifetime. While this odyssey may be over, where one journey ends, another begins. Now it's on to Kamiak, where a whole new adventure awaits.